Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We go behind the scenes to see how canned sardines are made, as well as an insight into the special techniques used in catching millions of fish for sardine production. Sardines are one of the most convenient foods ever. You can eat them right out of the can bare, or with a condiment or sauce of your choice. Or you can sauté them with onions and peppers before adding them to a pasta dish. There are more ways to eat sardines, and you really can't go wrong any way you pick. However, it's obvious that these tiny fish are different from regular fish sold in stores. So how are sardines made, and what makes them so different? Well, you're about to find out. Sardines are made using small-sized fish, usually between 6 and 11 inches in length, and there are about 5 fish species that match this description. Therefore, these are the species used by sardine manufacturers. These species include Sardina, Sardinops, and Sardinea, which are found in some parts of Europe, and other species are popular in some parts of Asia and South Africa. All species belong to a family of fish called Clupeidae, and apart from their size, their health benefits and abundance also make them the perfect choice for sardines. Sardine production involves a series of steps, but first, sardine farmers must go fishing. Sardine fishing is relatively easier than regular fishing, mainly because the sardines have constant characteristics that fishermen can count on. First of all, sardines do not exist in solitude. They live in large and dense collections called schools, and they usually migrate along the coasts of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. From there, fishermen capture them and transport them to their local sardine farms, where they are reared shortly before being transported to sardine manufacturers. Sardine fishing occurs mostly at night when the fish rise to the surface of the water to feed on plankton. Because of the quantity of fish that will be caught, 3 to 4 groups of fishermen are required for the fishing process, and each group comes with its own boat. Using collective effort, the fishermen spread a special kind of fishing net called the purse seine over the area concentrated with fish. Once a considerable number of fish have been caught, the net is retracted, and the fish are poured into wooden barrels containing water and ice. The process is repeated again and again, and depending on the skill of the fishermen and the season, millions of sardines could be captured. However, after 1 hour of fishing, the fishermen retreat to their farms to preserve the freshness of the fish. Next, the fishermen supply the caught sardines to fish farms. At the farm, they are poured into large concrete tubs containing water and sorted based on size, age, and physical appearance. Some of them are reared so they can lay eggs, while others are transported to companies that place demands on them. For big sardine manufacturers like Mega Global Corporation, no middlemen are involved, and the company oversees everything from catching to canning the fish. However, it's not the same for every sardine manufacturer. In any case, once the fish have been sorted out on the farm, they are ready to be transported to the cannery, where they undergo further processing and canning. They are loaded into refrigerators or coolers stuffed with ice, and these containers are transported to the cannery. When they arrive, the fish are unloaded and inspected by quality control team members. Their job is to judge the fish based on their freshness, check their temperature, and collect samples, which are taken to the lab for chemical analysis. The fish that do not meet the company's standards are discarded, while the others are taken to the next production stage, which is thawing. To thaw the sardines, they are placed in huge containers filled with cold water and salt. After a few minutes of being soaked in this brine mixture, the ice around the sardines melts, and the fish are separated into individual pieces. Next, the water is filtered out by passing the mixture through a screen, and this process is repeated to ensure that the fish are as clean as possible. Afterward, they are removed from the screens and arranged on a conveyor system, which has been set to move at a slow speed. Next, factory workers take the fish individually and remove their scales, hence why the conveyor is programmed to move slowly. Afterwards, the fish are washed and screened again to remove the scales before they are put into a grading machine for sorting. The machine grades them into different groups and sizes, and from here on out, each batch is processed separately from the others. From the sorting machine, the fish are moved to the knobbing machine, which removes their heads, tails, and guts. The skin and bones of the fish are not removed on purpose, mostly because of the additional health benefits they provide. After degutting the fish, they are arranged on a conveyor belt which transports them to the next station. where they are cleaned. The conveyor belt moves them through a series of taps, and the high pressure from the rushing water removes all the unwanted parts from the fish. After a few minutes of washing, the conveyor transports the fish to the filling table, and the factory workers prepare for the next production stage. Meanwhile, the cans are being prepared for filling. The cannery uses aluminum cans, and once they have been supplied, they are sterilized with heat and checked for leakages before moving on to the filling area. Before being filled, they are cleaned again with clean water at high pressure, and the water is allowed to drain from the cans before they are filled with the fish. Factory workers manually fill each can at the filling area with the designated number of fish per can. This process is one of the few things technology cannot do perfectly, so it's carried out by hand to reduce mechanical or any other kind of errors. Next, the filled cans are loaded on another conveyor system which transports them to a machine called the exhaust box. The exhaust box offers a hot water or steam bath which allows the content of each can to cook for a few minutes. During the steaming process, the excess liquid in the fish is extracted, and the air content in the can is expelled, thus creating a vacuum within the container, which is important if the sardines are going to live out their shelf life. Next, the cans are slanted to pour out the liquid that was expelled during the steaming process. The cans then pass under a dispensing machine that dispenses a specific amount of either olive, sunflower, or soybean oil into the can. For some companies, tomato, chili, or mustard sauce is added to the can instead of oil. At this point, it's time to complete the packaging process. The cans are moved to another machine which applies the lids of the cans before they pass on to another machine called the can seamer. The purpose of the seamer is to seal the lid to the can body, and once that's been secured, the company's logo is printed on the can. Finally, another machine imprints the batch number, manufacturing date, and expiration date on the body of the can. Once the labeling is done, the cans are displayed for inspection, and the approved ones are packed into boxes, ready to be packaged and shipped across the world so customers can enjoy them everywhere. How do you like your sardines? Leave your answer in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for new videos.